Hello, Faith Leader, and welcome to Breaktime. Today's Psalm 18:21 says, "For I have kept the ways of the Lord. I am not guilty of turning from my God." What a powerful, confident statement David just brought before God. He was so confident in his relationship with the Lord. He wasn't doubting God's love for him or God's perspective on his life or what God thought of him, simply because he knew he was keeping himself with the Lord, the ways of the Lord. He was abiding in the vine. He was turning from anything that seemed to distract him or get his attention off of the Lord. He was abiding. I love that. It was David's relationship with God was relational. That's the best way to say it. It was surrounded and suffocated in this immense understanding of God's grace and mercy on his life. He understood God in light of who he was, God was, and not like he deserved to be treated fairly. He understood that God was going to do that simply because that's the very nature of God. God's very nature is love, children. And so as a result of that, we can say the same things. For I have kept the ways of the Lord. Are you remaining with him? That does not mean that you're perfect and you've cast all sin out of your life, but you're remaining with the Lord. That is whom you have identified yourself with. You're attached to the vine. You're abiding in him. You're not one day waking up, being somebody different than you were when you went to bed. For instance, your relationship with God is not based upon, how you're feeling that day. It's based upon what has been said about you and what's been said about me. When we ask him into our life, he doesn't leave us based upon our behavior and our level of obedience. We are remaining in him. Does that make sense? My dad is my dad no matter what I do. I'm going to still remain his child. And so I want to honor my father. So I'm his daughter. And now, when we're walking with the Lord, I'm going to say it again. When we remain in him and his ways remain in us, then we're going to be fruitful people. We're going to have a lot of fruit. And so you're not turning your back and walking with the enemy every other day or so. Then I would begin to doubt, have you ever you've ever received? We're walking with God. Now, that doesn't mean temptation's not going to come our way, but we're submitting to his ways. We're not submitting to the ways of the enemy. We're not, plotting evil. We're plotting with the God of the universe. And so that's what David was remarking, that I'm turning my back on anything that's not of God. He says, I'm not guilty of turning from my God. I want that to be my statement. I'm not guilty from turning from God. I'm keeping my ways in him. I'm seeking them out in all areas of my life. I'm seeking out God's ways. I'm not turning my back and being disobedient to God because I want to seek out my way or follow the ways of the enemy. I'm seeking out God in all my way. So, is there some areas in your life and in my life that I need to turn my back on? Absolutely. Pay no attention to? Absolutely. Because I'm abiding in the Lord. I'm abiding in his love. I'm abiding in his nature. I'm allowing his ways to become my ways in all that I do. How about you? Don't you want that to be like your statement in life, that abide in me? He's inviting us. You, my friends, have